This is the man cave in now 2025. Happy New Year. I've made a bunch of additions and also some subtractions. I used to have a whole bunch of stuff up there and it's just in a state of flux right now. Added another CRT here. Explain in a minute. I added a magazine rack. I was supposed to have that closet closed, but I didn't. Yeah, and then another big thing I did is I sold my Magnavox console turntable. Finally sold that, had it for about 10 years or so, and finally sold it. Just needed more space to actually pull all my computers out, or most of them. And yeah, I'm pretty glad I did that. I'm not sure how much this is gonna last, this exact shelf, but I'm just glad to have these out again. I'm gonna sell one of these Bell & Howell Apple IIs at some point. Got those in a estate sale earlier this year. Yeah, and then this is always in a state of flux right here. This RetroPie arcade machine, but right now I haven't really been concentrating on it too much, so I've just been putting stuff on it. I have my oh my goodness, the Easter Island head guy, the Moa statue. Long story short, made a joke online about how like, hey, wife, we should put this in the yard. And then some of my friends thought it was funny, and then my sister gave it to me as a gift. So I thought it would look cool if I put this Oculus Go on top of it. It's like a joke because it was like the same color. I wasn't using it either, so that's why that's there and why it's wearing it. And the wife does not want it in the yard, and that's why it's in this room. Normally I can light up that board cube green, but I haven't yet. I still need to put these wires in the wall or relocate them. I haven't decided what to do with that yet. This record player honestly isn't that great of quality, but I've switched out the needles in it, so at least it's not going to hurt the records as much. And at some point maybe I'll upgrade, but it sounds good for what it is. I literally just got that thing. I still need to program it more. I don't think it can do social stuff, even though it says that it could, but I could upload my own designs to it, and I have a whole nother thing where I can show a whole bunch of Apple II designs in there that other people have made. It's pretty sweet. But right now it's just cycling through community artwork. I got my Vectrex right there, Apple II GS, there's my computer. Have a work monitor. It's another work monitor. Keep getting them. I had that there kind of simulcasting or whatever you call it, from this TV over to this monitor using a HDMI splitter. It actually works pretty well. Sometimes I have to unplug it. Sometimes it's a little goofy, but for the most part it works pretty well. My monitors, I just don't have the computer fully on yet. This is my Steel Battalion controller. I just got that this year. Now you can bring, it's for the original Xbox, and now you can play this game back online again. And there's a whole Discord community for it, Steel Battalion Online. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty crazy to control, but it's you don't use most of the controllers. You do use both the joysticks and that throttle, but the stuff in the middle is mostly for online chat and just for switching weapons a little bit. But yeah, this is for chat. I think that's for chat. But this, you use all these buttons, but not really these. But anyway, and then with that game, it's pretty cool if you don't eject in time. And I 3D printed this cover because this one was used and didn't have it. So I 3D printed this. It was pretty awesome. You have to eject, otherwise you'll your save file will be deleted if you're playing the single player game. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, it's pretty neat game, and it comes with like 3 pedals. I don't know where I put those, somewhere in that closet. This is my virtual pinball machine. I've been working on this for years. But not recently, honestly. Right now it's running Pinball FX, so I have to redo the whole front end thing again because it doesn't want to cooperate with Pinball X, which Pinball X never really wanted to cooperate anyway. So there's that whole thing. But one cool thing I added that I didn't always have is this plunger pinball plunger. It was like $50 off Etsy, but it works great. You can also use it with like the At Games ones too, but I was looking at it a lot, and I noticed that I would be able to use it on my own virtual pinball machine, which I made this years before Arcade 1-Up and At Games decided to make a cheap, easy to use, or easy to purchase virtual pinball machine. I made it way before that, so that's why I have it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have got all into it. This is actually the reason why I even got a gaming PC, because I just had a laptop before that, and then I needed a powerful enough PC to run this thing, and then I would just plug in my keyboard and monitors into this computer that's underneath here. But then it got to the point where I wanted to do VR, so I had to get another PC, just basically to be powerful enough to run VR, years ago, of course. But now this is running like a 1080 Mini, which is like almost nothing now, and that's running a 4070 Super, the 5600X Ryzen CPU, and this one's running a 1500X Ryzen CPU. So this one's very much years old now, but it works good for pinball. Anywho, yeah, but I need to clean it up and make it more presentable, because I might be bringing it to the Arcade Expo next year, or the year after that. I might not be going this year. We'll see. There's a bunch of my VHSs. It's actually not all of them, but a bunch of them. My Laserdisc collection is down there. It's pretty curated. I need to move all this stuff too. This I actually drove all the way to on the other side of town, Pearland. I drove all the way past downtown Houston, an hour away, to get it, because some guy was selling it for 57% off what it normally goes for. He said he buys stuff off pallets, and that just was part of it. And he's like, you are sure, you do know that this isn't full size? That's what the guy told me. I was like, oh yeah, I know, I collect these things. So just this past month I got this one, and a week or two before that I got this one, and this one was like like $140 on eBay, and that one was pretty much around the same price. So I got a hell of a deal there, and Black Friday deal, not Black Friday, actually it was close to that, almost Black Friday deal on this one, although now it's selling for even cheaper on Amazon, I think, at the moment. But it's really cool because of the whole, there's a mirror in there, and it's really cool sense of depth. But yeah, I really like these things. And these might actually be moving at some point. I still love them. But I'm adding more quarter arcades, and I'm adding more New Wave toys, Replicades, and I need places to put them. So I don't know where I'm gonna put these guys, but I do love them. I just have too many hobbies. I'm running out of space. I haven't bought any new Alien stuff in years though, but this was my main hobby at one point. It's one of the main reasons why I even wanted to get a gaming PC, was to play Alien Isolation in VR. So I really got into this stuff ever since I played Alien Isolation again in the mid 2010s. Of course, I loved Alien and Predator before that, but that's what got me back into it, was that game. And ever since, I've been hooked. But yeah, I haven't added too many things to these over the years at all. Sold a lot of them, honestly, but I don't want to sell any more of them. So I'll still like them. That's my most valuable toy in this whole room. I got that when I was 5 from Toys R Us. It's when I first got into Godzilla. Huge Godzilla fan. And then here I got my 6-string banjo, which it's not a real banjo, but price was right on it. And it's kind of fun to play stuff I know on a banjo sound, so that's why I have it. My Dean Cadillac, that's my main guitar, and then my Hammer Explorer. That's what I played on guitar in high school, mostly in a band and stuff. I actually played both these guitars in a band, but used that Hammer Explorer the most high school. Signed Evergrey, signed Mastodon, both from high school. Also Pantera stuff, Damage Plan. Signed Dime and Vinny, the rest of the Damage Plan guys on that one, all in high school. That was 2004, I got those. these guitar picks. I don't know if I've went through them before, but the middle guitar pick, Kerry King, was played like Seasons of the Abyss and War Ensemble, something like that. Threw it into the crowd. I bloodied my knees trying to get it and got it. You can tell the engravings where he played it. That was Kerry King's pick. And then these other picks, the Zakk Wylde one, I think it was a gift from my brother at that. I have to check again, but I think it was. And then James Hetfield pick that he just threw into the audience with a whole bunch of picks. I met him too, but that wasn't a used pick. And then same thing with the Damage Plan picks and from Dime and Bob Zilla. Those weren't used either, but still, never gonna get those again. So framed them. Yeah, it's one of the PCs I brought to the Arcade Expo in Houston. Lights all up, all crazy. People played Halo and stuff on it. It was pretty fun. Age of Empires and things of that nature. And I built another one, but it's not in this room. And then here's my Replicades. So I got them all on, pretty much all on. There's that cigarette lighter USB charger I just added. You can do this. I can put in new inserts in here. There's like a black light one I could add. There's some extra little things. There's Trump. I can turn on a black light thing. So he actually talks, but his batteries don't work that well too often. Got the Gremlins here. Dimes, little mini guitar. This I just got as a gift for my wife, which is pretty awesome. This is my favorite game ever from Shenmue, Ryo Hazuki. And he plays arcade games all the time in Shenmue 1 and 2, so thought it'd be cool in the bar. And also, this is representing a point in the game where he busted into a bar, so that's why there's a bar still there. I thought it would look cool in this setting, so that's why I put him there. I got Patrick Stewart there. These guys aren't fully to scale with the machines, but, you know, don't look at it too closely. Got Zoltar here. Pretty awesome. I actually won one of these, and then I sold it because I already had one. But it's really cool. He actually dispenses Zoltar little mini tickets if I put a quarter in and stuff. But, Dragon's Lair, Space Ace. This one I won from New Wave Toys, and Don Bluth, that's his real signature. He signed that. Pretty awesome. I 3D printed a pinball thing for my Nintendo Switch. It sits on it perfectly. I just don't have it up here. Little change machine USB charger. This I just got as a gift, which is pretty awesome. Plays a lot of fun games. I've been meaning to get it. I just haven't over the years. Now I got it. Yeah, Space Invaders thing there. That's cool. Got the Build-A-Cade here. 3D printed this little piece, and also a little base if I wanted to use it. Got my Taito Egret. It's pretty awesome. 1943 thing. Asteroids, Mr. Bill. Yeah, 3D printed another one of these for the other Switch, and yeah, my kids like to put that guy in here, so I just leave it out for that. And yeah, I pulled out my other CRT and put it right there because I thought it would be neat specifically for, I have two PS2s, and I figured out how to mod them. One of the PS2s I have down here doesn't play discs, and it doesn't play the actual hard drive in the back either, so the only way I can play anything off of it is the USB ports in the front with a modded jump drive of some sort. I think that's how I did it. And then I can do a split or System Link Time Crisis, which is pretty awesome. So that's actually the main reason why I have that here. Also, it's fun to watch movies on one of these TVs, probably on this TV, and then play games here or vice versa. So it's got a few different uses, and I had just like an empty space here. It didn't really make any sense anyway. And I wasn't gonna get a bigger CRT over there, so it's like, let me just go ahead and put that there. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. I like it for now. And, of course, I have my actually I have my special edition Xbox out because I broke my other one trying to get it on Xbox Live. I accidentally put in the wrong Xbox Live disc into the system, and it bricked it, that's a whole fun story. But now this one is fully modded, got a bigger hard drive in it, and I can bring it on Xbox Live now and play Steel Battalion or Halo 2 or what have you. on the actual Xbox Live servers. Is pretty neat. I got a wireless N64 controller, which is awesome. I got my Dreamcast in here, even though I can hook it up to HD televisions, my VGA boxes. It's just fun to have it on this TV sometimes. I got my Master System from when I was a kid on there. Actually, it was my dad got in the 80s, and then I got at some point from them. I got my Atari Jaguar, my Sega Saturn, 3DOs on top, another PS2, the PS2, NES, Super Nintendo, my Laserdisc player that was there before. Now I got my Sega Genesis up the top, the Sega CD. Yeah, I'll have to go over this and set up in the future at some point, but a lot of this has changed just, in 2024, so I just wanted to chronicle that. And then over here I have my magazine rack. I have a whole video on that. I sold one of my arcade 1-ups, my 12-in-1, but I wasn't really playing it. I just wasn't really playing it, so I just thought, like I gotta make some money anyway, and I thought it would be good to just get rid of it for now. I could always get it back later if I really, really wanted it at some point, I'm sure, but I don't want to get rid of the Miss Pac-Man because the kids play that more, and I turned this into a Sega Genesis cab. It was Final Fight, and actually the kids used to play it more when it was a Final Fight. I feel a little bit bad about that, but honestly, like, they were going to get bored with it at some point anyway, and they can play Final Fight on this. I have both the Genesis minis. I can plug into this. I could plug my Switch into it. I could plug my Steam Deck into it. If they really wanted to play it, they could just turn it on. But yeah, and then I got my Dreamcast magazines. That was my main reason for wanting to build a magazine rack, so I'm glad I got those there. And then also the Retro Gamer magazines. Those are a lot of fun. Just started a subscription for that. And yeah, I finally got my Vectrex in a spot where I think I'm actually going to play it more. I love my Vectrex. Glad to have it. Actually, and I really need to start playing these classic PCs more too, so or Apple computers more so, and my Quest 3, of course. But yep, that's Hook'em Horns. Yeah, and yeah. Oh, and then of course my little light box I built over here as well for the Starship Enterprise, along with that light box I built. So that is the game room. So I wanted to show in my garage, this is my Outrun, my Turbo Outrun machine, and the Smarty Pi board. Right now it's running the hack of Outrun. That's also a first person mode right there I could actually turn on, called Cannonball. It's running the Smarty Pi board. I can run Turbo Outrun, Cannonball, Outrun Enhanced, Big Run, Chase HQ, even like a version of Space Harrier if I map the controls right. It's pretty awesome, all with the special board. I have another video on that. But yeah, wired up that new credit slot, and then also another button to change games, that one where the key would be right there. So yeah, that's my Outrun arcade machine. I absolutely love this machine. Finally got it all fixed up with the shaking steering wheel and everything a while back. I have a whole nother video on it describing it. And then this is my steam engine collection. I don't talk about this one too often, but finally put up this new shelf for it. All of those except that bottom one on the left were I inherited from all the steam engines, I mean. And then the accessories, I got the one on the far bottom right from my late grandfather, and all those little guys there pretty much for my late grandfather, along with the little accessory thing in the middle. But the carnival things I've been adding over the years with gifts from like my mother, and then also buying them myself. So it's been fun collecting these. They're really fun to collect and run. I didn't think I'd get into it, but I actually have, and it's actually pretty cool to run and get these things running on Steam. And I'll make other videos in the future and have them all those accessories work by just pulleys. And yeah, it's pretty neat getting that stuff running by Steam. So it's pretty neat. It's a recreation of steam engines in factories in the early 1900s and late 1800s. So it's a pretty neat little hobby, and they're all Williscos except for the top right is a Jensen. So So like German brand, and then Jensen I think is, you know, Northeast American. So the only one I haven't tested to be working yet is the top left one, but haven't really needed it to work because I got all these other ones to work. So, but yeah, I love these. And then over here I'm gonna have my my 3D printer. It's a Creality K1C printer. I'll have a link to it in the description. And then over here I have a filament heater to make it so that the filament doesn't really dry up as much, and so it goes through smoothly, otherwise it'll jam up, yada yada yada. So I print a lot of stuff in there. Like you can see some of the stuff down there. I've been meaning to make a shelf for all my 3D print creations, but I haven't yet. And then back there is one of my K-Pro computers that I need to fix up. It's actually fully working, it just smoked, so I need to fix that. It's probably an easy power supply fix, but yeah. And then yeah, then I have my very dirty workbench, which I need to clean up, and a box full of computer hardware I got for next to nothing, and a couple of old monitors for this Outrun machine when trying to fix up the monitor. Been meaning to get rid of those. If you live in the Houston area and would like them, let me know. I've been trying to sell them for $60 for the pair, so I'm gonna have my boxes. I was gonna make a box maze for my kids before, or at some point, but I haven't yet. I got this free from the side of the road here, and right in front of my house, or actually at the end of the cul-de-sac. They're just giving this away, so I was like, oh, I'll take it, because I filled mine up over there. That's where my steam engines used to be. I still have some Billy beer cans from my late grandfather, along with other cars he gave me. So, and then this is where I watch like, you know, like the Rockets game or whatever, or Astros, or college football in general, or Mystery Science Theater, or Star Trek. I'll watch that when I'm working on this workbench, which is also full. So this is where I actually run a lot of my steam engines, and I have a whole board that I made for it that I put on top of this, and it's pretty fun. This was a countertop thing that my father-in-law gave me, and I put this little top board on top of it and put some wheels on it, and it's my little makeshift work shelf thing. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'll be uploading a lot more videos in the future around, you know, everything from home theaters to movie rooms to my game collection, and other things, other how-to videos and such. So, but yeah, appreciate it. Thanks so much. Have a good night.